Mr. Dawson, describe the confrontation you had with your wife the night she was murdered.
I was bitter. She was happy that I knew. She was tired of all the sneaking around. She wanted a divorce.
And what was your response?
I wouldn't grant her one.
I'll see you in hell before I see you with another man. Those were the words you used according to your neighbors.
If that's what they say, I don't remember. I was upset.
What happened after you argued?
She packed her bags. She packed her bags to stay with Mr. Fields.
James Fields, the man who was your wife's lover. Did you follow her?
First, I went to the bar for a few drinks and went over to confront them. But when I got there, nobody was there, so went back to the car. I parked and waited.
With what intention?
I don't remember really. I was drunk, confused, to intimidate them mostly.
And when they arrived, you went up to the house and murdered them?
No. I was sobering up, so I decided to drive home to sleep it off. But on my way there, I stopped and I threw the gun in Klip River. I feel like I've made this point very clear.
Well, the part where I get hazy is when the cleaning lady comes the next morning and finds your wife lying with her lover, riddled with 38 caliber bullets. Now, does that seem like a fantastic coincidence, Mr. Dawson, or is it just me?
Yes, it is.
And yet you still maintain that you threw your gun in the river before the murders. How convenient.
It's the truth.
The police searched that river for 3 days, and they were never able to find your gun, which means that no comparison was made between your gun and the bullets taken from the blood-stained corpses of the victims. Also, very convenient, isn't it, Mr. Dawson?
The only inconvenience is that the gun was never found.
Your Honor, you've heard all the evidence. We have this man at the scene of the crime. We have footprints, tire tracks, bullets all over the floor with his fingerprints all over them. But most of all, we have a beautiful young lady lying dead in the arms of her lover. Now, while you think about that, consider this. A revolver holds 6 bullets, not 8. I submit that this was not a crime of hot-blooded passion. That could have been condoned, if not understood. No, this was revenge. Consider this. Each victim had 4 bullets in them. Not 6 shots fired, but 8. That means that this man shot the gun until it was empty and then stopped to reload it so that he could shoot each of his victims again.
May the defendant please rise. You strike me as a very icy, unremorseful man, Mr. Dawson. In fact, just looking at you gives me chills down my spine. Therefore, by the power invested in me, I hereby declare 2 life sentences back to back, 1 for each victim. So be it.
Hey man, got my stuff?
Nah, got stuff coming in next week.
Man, you killing me.
You're not going anywhere, you're serving a life sentence. You can wait one day.
Whatever, man.
There must be a con like me in every prison in Johannesburg. I'm the guy who can get it for you. So when Andy Dawson came to me in 1997 and asked me to smuggle a poster into prison for him, I told him, no problem. Andy came to Johannesburg prison in late 1997 for murdering his wife and the fella he was having an affair with. On the outside, he had been vice president of a large bank. Good work for a young man as he was. I must admit, I didn't think much of Andy the first time I laid eyes on him. Looked like a stiff breeze would blow him over. That was my first impression of the man.
But Return to your cell blocks for evening count. All prisoners, return to your cell blocks.
This are Mr. Wiley. He are the captain of our guards. I am Mr. Newton. I are the warden here. You are all convicted felons. That is why they have sent you to me. The rules you will learn as you go along. Are there any questions?
When do we eat?
You eat when I tell you to eat. You got that, you maggot?
Andy kept pretty much to himself at first. I guess he had a lot on his mind, trying to adapt to the inside. It wasn't until a month went by that he finally opened his mouth to say more than 2 words to somebody. As it turned out, that somebody was me.
Hi, I'm Andy Dawson.
The wife-killing banker? Why did you do it?
I didn't, now that you asked.
You're gonna fit right in. Everyone here is innocent. Ain't that right, Haywood?
I didn't do it. The lawyer messed everything up.
Rumor has it you're real cold fish. You think you're better than everyone else in here. Is that true?
What do you think?
I haven't made up my mind yet.
I hear you're a man who knows how to get things.
I'm known to locate things from time to time. What do you need?
A rock hammer.
What?
A rock hammer.
What is it and why?
Why do you care?
If it was a toothbrush, I would have given you a code. But a toothbrush is a non-lethal object, isn't it?
Fair enough. A rock hammer is about 15, 17 centimeters. Looks like a miniature pickaxe.
Pickaxe?
Yeah, pickaxe. For rocks.
So?
I was a rock hound in my old life. And I like to be on a limited basis.
So you want to hammer someone's head in? You understand my concern though, right?
Yeah, I do.
What you planning? Escape? Tunnel to the wall maybe?
No.
What's so funny? Did I miss something?
You'll understand when you see the rock hammer.
Listen up. Folks around here love surprise inspections. If they see it, they take it. If they catch you with it, you don't know me. Mention my name, you don't do business for a toothbrush or a piece of gum. Understood?
Understand. Thank you, Mr.
The name is Tommy. We're becoming good friends, aren't we, Andy?
Yeah, I guess.
Can I ask you something? Why did you do it?
I'm innocent, Tommy. Just like everybody else in here. You?
Murder, same as you.
Innocent?
I'm the only guilty man in this prison.
So, how did it go?
Same as last time, just a different day.
They didn't grant you parole?
No.
Don't worry. I'm up for rejection next week.
30 years I've been in here, man. Flip. Wonder where it went.
I wonder where 10 years went. I mean, it feels just like last week where I drove in this place.
Is it already 10 years for you?
Yeah. A rejection parole present. I had to go through your competitors. Hope you don't mind. I wanted it to be a surprise.
Thanks, Andy. That's sweet of you.
In 2006 on a 2-year stretch for B&E. That's breaking entering to you. The cops caught him sneaking TV sets out the back door of a hi-fi club. He was a young punk, Mr. Rock and Roll, cocky as hell. We liked him immediately.
I'm trapped like a fool. I can't get out. See, I'm trapped. Can't you see I'm so confused? I can't get out. See, I'm trapped like a fool. I'm in a cage. I can't get out. See, I'm trapped. Can't you see I'm so confused? I can't get out. Oh, 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 oh.
Walking out the door, right? And I got this TV, big old thing, holding it like this. Suddenly, I hear this voice. Freeze, kid! Hands in the air. Well, I just stand there, holding on to that thing. So, finally, the voice says, "Do you hear what I said, boy?" I say, "Yes, sir, I sure did. But if I drop this thing, you got me on destruction of property too."
Yeah.
Hey, you've done a stretch in Pretoria, right?
Yeah. That was a easy piece of time, let me tell you. Weekend vacations, work programs, not like yeah.
You sound like you've done time all over South Africa.
Yeah, I've been in and out since I was 13. You name the place, chances are I've been there.
Perhaps you should try a new profession. What I'm trying to say is, you don't make such a good thief. You should try something else.
Well, what the heck do you know about it? What are you in for?
Me? Lawyer messed me up. We all innocent in here, don't you know that?
Andy Dawson.
Good luck. Hope they let you out.
I've been given 2 life sentences. There's no way they're letting me out of this godforsaken place.
So, how well do you know him?
We've been friends for a long time, so I know him as good as anybody.
He's a smart fellow, ain't he?
Smart as they come. Used to be a bank on the outside.
What's he in here for?
Murder.
You lying.
When you look at him, you didn't think so. But he caught his wife in the bed with another man. He greased them both.
Wait a minute, what did you just say?
He killed his wife and the lover.
And he was a banker?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I almost had that parole officer.
That's what they say every time I get in there. But just before they stamp the rejection request on your parole request.
What's the matter with you? Have you never been rejected before?
I need to tell you something. So about 4 years ago, I was in Nigel on a 2 to 3 day stretch. I stole a car. It was a dumb thing to do. About 6 months left to go. I got a new cellmate. His name was Almo Blatch. I didn't like him. He never shut up. He talked all the time. He told me about places he'd been, jobs he'd pulled, even people he'd killed. So, one night, like a joke, I say to him, "Yeah, Elmo, so who did you kill?" So he says this one time he got a job at a country club, passing tables. This one rich guy gave him lip, so he followed him home and he shot him, plus the pretty girl that was with him. But he said the best part was this girl was having an affair with this rich guy. And she was married to another guy, some hotshot banker. And he's the one they pinned the murder on.
Well, I must admit, that is the most amazing story I have ever heard. But what amazes me the most is that you are taken in by it.
Sir?
Well, it's obvious that this Williams fellow is quite impressed with you. You tell him your story of woes and naturally wants to comfort you. He's young and not very clever. So he wouldn't be realizing the state he had put you in.
Sir, he's telling the truth.
Well, let's assume that this Blatch fellow actually exists. It's not like he's gonna come and fall on his knees and cry, "It was I did it, give me another life sentence."
But you know that wouldn't matter with Adam's testimony. I'd get a new trial.
Well, that's assuming that he's still there. He's probably been released by now.
But they'll have records of his old addresses. his relatives. There's a chance. Can't you see that? How can you be so insensible?
What did you call me?
Insensible. Is it deliberate?
Son, you are forgetting yourself.
The country club would have records of his old cards.
Dawson, if you want to follow this fantasy, that is your own problem. But don't make it mine. This meeting is over.
You can't do this. You're obstructing justice.
Don't tell me about justice. Justice is you serving 2 life sentences. Officers.
But I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
Solitary, 2 months.
What's the matter with you? This is my life.
Get him out of here.
You can't do this. This is
Get
my
out
life.
of here.
2 months in the hole? That's the longest damn stretch I've ever heard of.
It's all my fault.
Fuck, man. You didn't pull the trigger. Still didn't convict him also.
Tommy, are you saying that Andy's innocent? I mean, for real innocent.
Well, looks that way.
That's messed up. How long has he been here?
1997. What's that? 19 years?
19 years?
It's insane. A man spent 19 years in jail, but he's innocent.
Not even more insane. A man spends 2 sentences in prison. They'll never let him out.
My wife, she used to say I'm a hard man to understand. Like a closed book. Complain about it all the time. She was beautiful. I loved her. I just didn't know how to show her, that's all. I killed her, Tommy. I may have not been the one who pulled the trigger, but I drove her away. That's why she's dead.
But that don't make you a murderer though. Bad husband? Maybe. Feel bad about it if you want to. But you certainly do not pull the trigger.
Yeah, somebody else did.
Yeah.
But I wound up in here. Bad luck, I guess.
Yeah.
You think you'll ever get out?
Me? One day, when I have a long white beard with 2 or 3 mouths rolling up upstairs, they'll let me out. I don't think I can make it out there, Andy. I spent most of my life here. I'm an institutional man now.
You underestimate yourself.
I don't think so. In here, I'm the guy who can get you things. Out there, there's Google. Heck, you will never begin.
No, not me. I didn't shoot my wife, nor did I shoot her lover. Whatever mistakes I've made, I've paid for them. I think it only just boils down to this one choice. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
Andy! Andy!
Hey, Andy. What's his problem?
I don't know. I'm worried about him.
Yeah, we ought to keep a lookout on him.
That's fine during the day, but at night, he's got his cell to himself.
Oh, freak.
What?
Andy came to the loading dock today and he asked me for a length of rope.
What?
Rope? Yeah.
And you gave it to him?
Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't I? How am I supposed to know he wants to kill himself?
No. Andy would never do that.
We don't know. Every man has his breaking point.
Do you really think he's going to kill himself? We need to speak some sense into him.
Return to your cell blocks for evening count. All prisoners, return to your cell blocks.
We've run out of time.
That's with nothing but your thoughts. Time can draw it like a blade. That was the longest night of my life.
Give me a count. All clear. No, wait. Man missing on tier 2. Cell 245.
Andy Dawson. Get out of that cell, Andy Dawson. You're holding up the show. Don't make me come down there. I'll thump your skull for you. You hear me? Damn it, Andy Dawson. You're putting me behind. I got a schedule to keep.
You better be sick or dead in there, you hear me?
What the hell?
I want every prisoner, everybody questioned. Start with his friends.
Who's his friend?
Tommy Wyatt. Bring me Tommy Wyatt now. And don't you ever tell me he wasn't here. Don't you ever say that again to me.
But sir, he wasn't.
Do I look like I am blind? Are you trying to tell me that I am blind? Do I look like I am blind?
No, sir.
Are you blind? What is this here? There, can you see? Andy Dawson. That means last night before lights out he was in the cell. That would assume he would be here in the morning. I want him found not yesterday, not after breakfast, but now.
Let's go. Move it.
Yes.
Well?
Well, the two of you are as thick as thieves. Always together. You must have told you something.
No, sir, not a word.
This is one big conspiracy. One big damn conspiracy. And all of you are in on it.
Sir.
In 2017, Andy Dawson escaped from Johannesburg prison. All they found of him was a muddy set of prison clothes, soap, and an old rock hammer, nearly worn down to the nub. I remember thinking it will take a man 600 years to tunnel through a wall with that old rock hammer. Old Andy didn't less than 20. It turns out Andy's favorite hobby was toting his wall out in the exercise yard, one handful at a time.
You see it taking over the darkness. Blue is faded, nothing can hide from it or will be exposed. Wake up, rise up, we've been called out of the darkness. Radical in the face of sin. Wake up, rise up, we've been called out of the darkness. Radical in the face of sin. Been declared, we're going after the darkness. There's no time to rest. We're bringing light to every part of the world. Let's set the city ablaze for Jesus.
We are the flavor bringing the salt. Every darkness we came to assault. We were made to set it ablaze, breaking chains to prayer and praise. We were made to set it ablaze, breaking chains to prayer and praise. So let's set it ablaze.
War has been declared. We're going after the darkness. There's no time to rest. We're bringing light to every part of the world. Let's set the city ablaze, ablaze for Jesus, ablaze for Jesus. Set the city ablaze, ablaze for Jesus. In every nation, set the city ablaze, ablaze for Jesus, ablaze for Jesus. Set the city ablaze, ablaze for Jesus. In every nation and home.